It's about 15 years now since I first fished in Hungary. Back then I fished one of the big public waters in the south of the country, and we flew in and got a coach, hired a coach to take us to the lake and back to the airport. And it was on the way back that we passed this huge expanse of water, and we all looked in amazement as we passed it, and found out it was Lake Balaton. Now, it looked an impossible sort of prospect to even think about fishing this for carp, but as always, you know, it stayed in my mind, and those big waters somehow fire the imagination, and I always said that one day I'd love to come back and have a proper go. Well, it's taken me 15 years since that first sighting, but I've made it back, and I'm here on Lake Balaton, and I'm here to catch some of the carp. Well, we're doing things a little bit different for this trip. Catch Carp Hungary have actually got access to 3 properties around Balaton, and all sort of angler friendly really. But Attila's got his wife and 2 children with him, so we've rented one of these properties for the trip. He's got the upper floor, we've got the bottom floor, which are both fully equipped. And the beauty is, you know, it's right next to the swim, so a little bit of luxury. We've still got the bivvy and beds in the car if we want to sleep out here, but you know, you can actually fish from the property, so that's what we're going to do. At last it was time to get fishing, so me and Attila both went out in the boats, armed with a bucket full of Scopex squid boilies, and we spread about 10 kilos each over our areas at 250 metres range. It was really looking good for that first night, but unfortunately the fishing was short-lived as the famous Balaton storms moved in, and the winds wiped out all of our gear that night. And in the morning, well, take a look for yourselves. When the weather did improve slightly, it was Attila who got into the first fish of the session.
So here we go. It's our first fish. 12 kilo. It's a lovely welcome, I think. Do you like it, Daddy? Okay, we like it. Swim back to your friends.
Don't actually know too much about the lake and the fishing as yet, but what I do know is that there's quite a few small fish in there. It is known for those. So with that in mind, I have made a bag full of donkey chokers, great big baits, just literally with Scopex squid mix, and they're glugged in Scopex squid liquid, but they are big uns, so probably 40-45 mil, something like that. And yeah, they might seem big, but they might actually help get through to the bigger fish. I don't know if it's going to work because there are big fish out here. Apparently 800 metres up the lake there was a common out just over £60 a few days ago. So, who knows? That might have £60 written on it. We'll see anyway. I'm going to give them a go. And like I say, it might help get through to some of those bigger fish that are out there. Well, first one. Well, I don't think it's a big one. In fact, it's definitely not a big one. There we go, big boilies are meant to be for big fish. That's the aim, but it doesn't always work that way. I think this little one head eye is bigger than his belly. But very happy all the same. My first Balaton carp. Just seen the tiller catch one probably about 3 or 4 times the size of this one. There we go, first one from the lake. First of many hopefully, and hopefully a little bit bigger. But yeah, always pleased to get the first one, so there we go. I might only get one rod out. Big lead, big boilie. Let's see how we get on. Well, my markers stayed put anyway, so that's good news. So, you know, there's nothing precise about this fishing. The bottom's the same pretty much all over. So it's all about just getting bait onto an area and waiting for the fish to come through. Put plenty of bait out yesterday, so there's no need for loads. It's all going to still be out there unless it's got washed away. And there we go, my markers stay put, which is the important thing. Well, second fish, got some old battle scars on his side there, got on both sides actually. But literally just about to go in, have something to eat. It's evening time, getting dark. Lovely warm evening though. Train just going by, if you can hear the noise. But literally just standing there talking to a tiller, one of his rods went off. I've just heard him come back in the boat, so I don't know what he's got, but in the meantime one of mine went off with this one. So there we go. Couple of fish today, things are starting to happen. God, they are mega strong, these fish. There we go. Yeah, not massive, just over £20, £22, but cracking common, hard fighting as you saw. And that was it, yeah. Big double baits. I've made some really big single baits to use on here, but it's actually the double Scopex squids which seem to be working the best at the moment, so you know, that's what I'm going to stick with. There we go, nice roundy one. Fit and healthy. You can probably hear the waves crashing behind me, so there's plenty of oxygen in the water, and yeah, the fish are really healthy and fighting fit. And yeah, they're hungry at the moment as well, which is handy. So get this one back, get the rod back out. There'll be more to come today for sure. Sure enough, as we got the spots established and kept the bait going in, the action really did increase and we started really getting amongst the fish. But it was Attila that got the best prize when he landed a superb comet from his swim just down the bank from there.
Look at that one. How great that fish is. Fighting machine. I'm very pleased, I have to say.
Well, it is an absolutely cracking day today. Nice and warm and sunny, not too windy either. And I've been in and out in the boat plenty of times. There are actually measures in place on here to make sure that it's safe to go out, because you know it's a massive piece of water and conditions change very quickly on here, as I've seen. Now, various points around the lake there are flashing lights which have three different settings, basically not flashing at all, flashing slowly and flashing fast, which goes from being perfectly safe to go out with caution to when it's flashing fast, stay off the lake basically. But there's also an app that you get for the phone, which is even better really, because if you can't see the lights you can always see the app, and so it's worth checking every time before you go out, because even though it might be perfectly nice here, in another section there might be a big storm raging and they see it coming, so it's all done for our own safety. And also different sections could be different levels at different times, could be red up there, yellow down there, green in the middle, you know, something like that. But you know, it's just know which section you're in and check it every time. You know, it's basically it's all done for our own safety, so it's worth looking out for. Well, this is one of the things I don't understand actually. I was just thinking it would be perfect to go out and do a rod now. You know, it's absolutely flat calm, looks lovely out there. And I looked at the app and it says red zone, not allowed to go out on the water. Do you want to explain why? Because it baffles me.
Well, yeah, if you look over there, the light is actually flashing. That's you can see in more parts as well that the second level is on. The thing is, as the system works, it really would like to show in advance that the storm is coming, so whoever is on the water does have time to get out. It's not flashing it, you know, so fast when the storm is actually here, because then you're kind of panicking. And if we look over there, we can see already clouds building up, and of course we don't know what it will bring. But I heard in the news that around Budapest it's already heavy rain and stormy, so maybe this one is shifting towards us. And right now it's really calm, very nice, but it could happen then half an hour later we have a storm, and you know, if they would just show it much later, it can happen that you really do not have the time to come that's the reason for, but it's weird because everybody would say, why, it's perfect, let's go out.
Yeah, that was what I thought, and that's why I thought I'd ask, but it makes sense what you're saying, because you could be a long way out just rowing 300-400 meters.
I mean, not everyone has like an electric engine or something. You might just throw it,
Yeah.
and that really takes time to come back to the coast.
And they want to make sure everyone's off before the storm arrives, even though
Yeah.
it looks perfect now and I
Yeah.
could get my rod out, but
And it also,
Yeah.
of course, happens. It will avoid us, you know, but just
Yeah.
stay on the safe side, and then that's what they
I suppose so. Yeah, lives are more important than fishing.
definitely. Yeah, okay. Some people will argue. Yeah.
No, but yeah, I understand. Okay, I'll stay here.
Okay, so that was the reason for it, I guess.
Yeah. Oh well, thanks for explaining it. It was
Sure.
puzzling, but
I know many people who come here in their country or other lakes. This is really unusual kind of thing. What the
very
system.
unusual. Yeah. It's
So
the first
it's
time.
hard to understand and accept this. Then you shouldn't go in the water in these conditions.
Yeah.
But that's how the rules are here, I suppose.
Okay.
So what do you think? What was it, 10 minutes we really talked when it was
That was all it
flat?
was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Now I understand what it's all about. Yeah, because literally we sat here and it was flat calm and I thought, why can't I go on the boat? Now you see why.
Yeah,
A few
that's
minutes and this is how it works. Quite choppy out here today, but the weather app shows it's only a yellow warning, so I'm allowed to get the rods out, so that's what I'm going to do. Well, just something slightly different on the rig front for this trip. And really, one of the Hungarian guys, Zoltan, he showed me something along these lines, so and it seemed like a good idea actually, so I've rigged up with that in mind, with a couple of my own little touches on it. Basically what I've got is a diffusion camo leader, because there's quite a few mussels and different bits and pieces out there, so it's a good abrasion resistance sort of end to the line and soft for the fish. But what I've got the heavy duty lead clip and the sleeve on there, but with the pin left out. And reason being, it's not a running rig as such. You can pull that into the clip, and it takes a little bit of pulling out, but once it's out, it is then basically running. And what that does, because it's quite soft silt out there, and the lead plugs into the silt, and see, when you get a run, because there's quite a few people fishing along the bank either side, and you don't really want the fish kiting too much, but because the lead's plugged in the silt, when you get a run, that pops out, the fish runs off, and the lead stays where it is, so you can sort of hold the fish in an area till you get out in the boat, or if you're playing from the bank, you basically bring them back to the lead first before you unplug the lead. So it's a good system, and the other bonus of it is you hardly lose any leads this way as well. It doesn't shift the lead so much, but for that reason, on the end of the sleeve, I've snipped the end off, which gives the end part of the sleeve a bigger bore. So what that does is it slides over the knots easy enough. So in the event of a breakage or anything, that will literally just slide right off over the end of everything. So it's, you know, it's a safe rig, and you know, it's quite a good rig to use in this situation, it would seem. So that's it. You know, the rest of it is pretty sort of normal stuff, but that one little sort of adaptation down there just for this situation. Then I'll pick the rod up. Yeah, just on dark, and not a massive fish, but a nice one. They're all crackers. I've had a couple of mirrors, but mainly commons. But yeah, bristling this one is. The action was increasing all the time, and the more bait we put out, the more action we got. And Attila and I were happy enough to go with that, so every opportunity we got out in the boat, got the rigs back out, got more bait out, and the action kept coming. Yeah, the mirrors are certainly outnumbered by the commons, so it's always nice when one turns up. And yeah, nice chunky one this. Felt a bit better, so I went out in the boat. I like playing them from the platform, but there's a lot of weed in the edge that they get stuck in, so it's a bit safer in the boat. There we go. Got a lot more bait in, and the fish are responding. I think this is 6 or 7 this morning. Well, it's 8 o'clock in the morning now, and between 1:30 and now, I've had 7 fish, and I'm absolutely shattered. but I'll tell you what, this little one was amongst them. And if I ever get fed up with catching fish like this, then it's time to give up, I reckon. It's absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? Little beauty. Must be 8 or 9 fish now, mostly on the same rod actually on the single bait. The double bait did just go off, just so I netted this one with a little pasty, but the single bait's done it proud, and yeah, lovely. £30 common, just over £30, so I'm well pleased with that. Did half scrap as well, felt like a ton weight on the other end, had to go in the boat for this one, but this is lovely, well pleased with this one. Nice Balaton common, Balaton 30. In amongst all of the action, we turned around one day and look who was there. It was none other than Ollie and Alan, passing through on their way to far off countries, but stopped in to say hello, proving once again it really is a small world out there. Well, it's a bit choppy out there now for sure, but these are fantastic conditions really. We've had 5 this morning. It's about 7:30 now, and we've had 5 between us since about 4 o'clock, so it's fishing well. Got a lot more bait out there last night, so that's certainly working. And just check, although it's choppy out there, yeah, it's still showing yellow and green sort of signals, so it's safe enough to get the rods back out. So I certainly have no problem getting the rods back out in this. But yeah, it's happening, that's the main thing. It's carpy conditions and the fish are having it. So yeah, this is what we want. These are prime conditions now. They have forecast storms this afternoon, so I think they're just moving in. We've had a little burst of action, a couple of small commons, and this one was a better one. Give a good scrap, and well, joint effort between me and Joan this one, getting it in from the bank. You know, when the storms come in, they don't let you go out on the lake, so when the next couple of runs go off, that'll be it for the afternoon probably. But well, all the time they're out, we're catching, so happy days. This one is absolutely gorgeous. Talk about peak condition. Colour of that, orange in its tail. Fins perfect, scale perfect. God, these Balaton carp are absolutely gorgeous, and they fight like a good one and all.
Wow, look at this lovely mirror. It was very nice to catch. Really strong one as well. And you know, eventually now, the conditions are also perfect for anglers. It's very nice, calm, sunny, really beautiful day, and then such a fish comes along. It really made my day.
Yeah, it's a shame you never got the run on film really, as it was an absolute belter this one. And I guess it might be bigger than the sort of run of the mill what we've been getting today. And there we go, it's got an absolutely cracking common. Yeah, just short of £30 this one. So, let's not get this one back and get the rods back out, and a bit more bait out there as well, because they're hungry fish, these ones. But lovely, lovely with it. Well, there we go. Just the last few jobs to do, the mucky ones, and we'll be on our way back to England. But what a great trip it's been. It's been absolutely lovely here. Everything I hoped it would be. So thanks to Attila and Catch Carp Hungry for that. I don't know how many fish we've had. Well over 100, probably nearer 200. Whew, so it's been hectic, but it's been great fun. This lake is absolutely fantastic, and I'll certainly be back again. It won't be too long either, hopefully. But there we go. All good things come to an end, and this trip's over. But well, there we go. I'll see you next time.